What up, y'all? It's your girl Roadrunner Naya back with another video, and my lights went out, dude. I got like these in-cab lights that I bought from AutoZone. They're like these little things right here, and I plugged it in to the cigarette lighter, and I get no love, dude. Nothing. What the hell? See, look, here they are. Nothing. That means it's gonna be dark in here like this. I'm gonna be driving. I use the in-cab lights because it like wakes me up at night, you know. Also, I'm like hardcore trucking. I'm back before my 34-hour reset, so I can't move until like 20 minutes. I think I'm about to move back into a truck. I've been looking for accounts within the company that I could like live in the truck again. I got, the option to get an apartment in December, but look at all this junk. I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to spend like all my money on like bills, dude. I remember when I was living at CR England, I was like living in the truck. Dude, I always had hella money. I mean, dude, these are $1,000 frames right here. I bought these way back at CR England. I know it's stupid to spend $1,000. So what it is, right? So these are Persols. So the frames were like 600 with another like 400 to 500 on the UV light. These are prescription glasses, but they turn into sunglasses in the sun, and they got the blue UV light, or they're just like really fancy and like tailor-made for me, you know what I mean? And that's the kind of stuff I was doing living in the truck. I just had all this money, right? Dude, if you're making even like $1,000 a week, but you have no bills, like I'm thinking about just moving back into the truck and even like selling my car back to the dealership, paying off the difference, which would be like $5,000. But dude, like if you're making even $900 a week, but you have absolutely no bills, which in trucking, you'll make way more, you're good. You're going to have like hella money on you, like all the time. Money is just not going to be a thing. And you're going to have like somewhere to live. Dude, don't do like me and get into like this local trucking. This is like a real big mistake. I'm starting to realize that now. Okay, ChatGPT. So let's say a truck driver is living in the truck for 25, let's say 30 years. They're living in the truck, right? And their average take home is 1,500 a week, and they're investing 15% of that in a Fidelity 500 index fund, right, with a growth of averaging around 7% a year. And let's say every month they're spending about $1,000 on themselves with groceries, going out to eat, food, clothes, and you could add $1,000 more at the end of the year for a vacation or two. So let's say they have no bills, right? No car note, no insurance, no rent, just a $45 phone bill. At the end of a 25-year career like that, how much cash would they have saved up, and how much, money would they have invested? Take those two numbers, put them together, and give me a total amount that they would have at the end of the 25-year career.
Absolutely. Let's keep it nice and simple. So if we're talking 30 years of living in the truck, taking home about $1,500 a week, investing that 15% into the Fidelity 500 index fund, and you're just spending about $1,000 a month on yourself plus a little extra for vacations. After those 30 years, you're looking at roughly around a total of about $1 million or a little over that when you add together your savings and the grade from the index fund. So bottom line, after that 25 to 30 year run, you're looking at around $1 million total.
I mean, I thought it was going to be more than that, but
that's because it's not. It's closer to like 1.8 to $2 million, right? If you take about $235 off of a $1,500 paycheck, that's about $282,000 invested over a 25-year span, which will land you at about 800,000, with a 7% interest with the index fund, like the Vanguard index fund or the Fidelity 500 index fund. And then, if you just save up your money, if you're living in the truck, you should be able to put away about like $30,000 to $40,000 every year saved up without starving yourself. You should be able to do that off of an average take home of $1,500 running OTR, just being a company driver. You're not trying to be like an owner operator or whatever, right? You're just a company driver. just chilling in the truck, investing your money. And, you know, if you're going to invest cash after your index fund money, throw it in a Roth IRA. If you throw it in a Roth IRA and you have a separate retirement index fund, you could easily end up with like $3 million at the end of a 25-year run in trucking.
If you're paying rent, I don't think you're going to end up with that. I don't think you're going to have that much money invested, because you know how bills take like most of your money. That's a reason to live out of the truck and to like not go local like me. Like, dude, I'm getting back in the truck. Seriously, you know? And like I said, you know, just that feeling of not having to worry about money. Dude, nothing was worse than seeing your check and then it all just goes away into bills and bills, and you're left with pretty much nothing. Yeah. Look, dude, I don't know if you remember in the beginning of this channel, dude, I had hella money. I was always wearing like really nice clothes, going out shopping at the mall, spending money. I just had hella money when I first started this channel because I was living in the truck. I didn't have no bills. I didn't have no stupid little car note. I didn't have no rent. Dude, everything was just going in the bank. Going local, dude, this local, don't do it. It's the worst decision I ever made in trucking, dude. Everybody wants to go to like Cisco, US Foods. Everyone wants these specific local trucking jobs and no one gets it. So you got to settle for like, dude, I make good money, but with my experience, I should be in like 120 right now on local, dude. If you want to have a good trucking career, you want to make a lot of money, you want to keep a lot of money, you want to be comfortable in trucking, do not get off the truck. Stay OTR, stay regional, live in the truck. You will retire rich. This right here, local, this is going to ruin your career. It's going to kill you, dude. I promise, bro. I promise.